He rubs his hands together. I can feel it. Today's my lucky day. It's going to be amazing. They're going to fall for me big time. You can't resist. You give a slight cough and say, "Excuse me, do you mind if I ask you a personal question?" "No, of course, not at all. Anything to help you understand my game plan." "Oh, do you really need to get through all that trouble?" "I'm not sure I understand what you're getting at." "Well, you're rather attractive physically." A slight pause. "And? Is it really necessary to go all that trouble to pick up women? Don't women like you?" "That's beside the point. It's more efficient, more productive. I go on the make twice a week, and I end up with dates for several weeks. And it's also a lot easier. It's less, how should I put it, personal. I know it won't ever get serious, and that's what I'm looking for. Do you see what I mean?" "You are afraid of women." "What does that have to do with anything?" "You talk about women as if they might hurt you." "So you hurt them to protect yourself." He bursts out laughing, but you can see he's uncomfortable. "Wow, you're a shrink and a cab driver, am I right? I have to say, it's a great idea for drumming up more business. It's a downright revolution." Another nervous laugh. "We're talking about scoring here, no need to get all worked up. It's not like anyone died or anything." There's a slight tremor in his voice. "If they don't want to give me their number, they don't give me their number. I never insist. And a lot of guys do stuff that is a lot worse, right? So enough of the feminist bullshit theory." The cab pulls up to the drop-off point. Your passenger pays the fare in a hurry. He climbs out of the cab, then turns around, somewhat hesitant. "To be perfectly honest, you shouldn't talk to your passengers like that." His voice takes on an unpleasant, whining tone. "It's not very professional. If I had an app, I'd give you a bad rating." He squares his shoulders and is about to walk off. "And you should wash your cab too. It smells like shit." He walks away. Under the sole of his right shoe, you catch a sight of a dark brown spot. Oh god. He's shitty. Literally. The passenger disappears into the airport. You roll down the back seat window and start up the cab. At the foot of your front door, just behind the drain pipe, you notice an envelope. It's thick and heavy. You can just make out your name written in thick black marker on the front. Your real name. You take a deep breath and go inside. In the envelope you find more information, just as Busset promised. You lay them on the table. You look at the new evidence on the table. It'll take you a while to read everything carefully. Steps in the hallway, they stop in front of your door, then move away. Glance at your bed, and get to work. Okay, what do we have? Picture a crime scene. Bent bullet case. Found in crime scene 4. Hmm. Police report victim 1. Oh, not enough time. Killer fought victim 1. Victim 1 is a molester. Okay, so defender of the Duar case, defender of several molested kids in poor neighborhoods, was a promising football player when he was 10. Okay, so far we only have information on this woman. But what's with these? I guess that's just random information. Victim 1 was a great football coach. Victim 1 was also a molester, never arrested. Okay. Okay, well... Victim 3 was... colonel of the junta. Escaped. Oh, known to have tortured people. Escaped. Process. Okay. Okay, should be more organized now. Oh, not enough time for both of... None of them. Oh. That sucks. I have 2 left over. Oh well. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You pull open the sofa bed, which unfolds with an unpleasant creak. You collapse onto the mattress. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. Your brain is running at full speed, your body aches and you are in pain. You can tell you need to get more sleep. You glance at your investigation board. It's slowly filling up. You wipe your hand over your face, like it'll help sleep come. Your fingers are shaking, stress probably. You shake your head and your mind wanders for a second. A second later, you're asleep. You open one eye. Your back aches. You'd like to close your eyes and go back to sleep. You get up quickly. And a few minutes later, you're outside of your studio. Okay. We just started the day. So let's go get a client. Can we drive a dog? I want to do that. It's a cat or a dog? I can't see. You're driving along when a strange burnt smell suddenly fills the cab. You look around, sniff. Is it coming from outside? Park. As soon as you see a free spot, you pull over and park. You freeze. Something or someone is in your taxi. A woman's voice resonates around the cab. I can't. I need a better signal. I'm here. I'm here. You turn around slowly. A young woman has appeared behind you. Don't shout. I'm afraid I'll lose the connection. I don't have much time. There's something strange about her face. It's as if she is several different people at once. Listen to me carefully. I come from the future and you must know that you met... She stops moving like a computer glitch. She stays this way, still frozen. Then she suddenly starts moving again. Her reporting has to reveal the existence of underground laboratories. She absolutely must go to Syria. It's essential in delaying the creation of the virus. Other teams are currently... She suddenly realizes she just appeared in your taxi. Fuck! We can't seem to stay on target with the timeline we determined. She leans toward you. I have another name on my list. Pauline. Pauline Hero? You've never heard of her. I don't have much information on her from this time period, but she was supposed to go meet her future wife in Canada. Pauline is a... Her eyes tear up. She's central to our plan. Your plan? We don't have as much of an impact on the past as we'd like, but we can make a very slight impact. It's like a hand-woven rug. You have to go line by line, very patiently. Pauline and the others I mentioned have a role to play. Her voice fades. And so do you. I do? Yes. Even Driver. Her voice starts to break up. There's a problem. Shit, our connection is falling apart. An unbearable whistling noise starts coming from the radio. When you turn around, the young woman has vanished. Shit, what the hell was that? That's exactly how I feel right now. What the hell was that? The burnt smell slowly fades and you start driving again. Seriously, what the hell just happened? Whoa, what was that supposed to be? I'm not moving. And the time's going. What the hell is going on? Hello? Seriously, what is going on? Excuse me. The radio, listen to the news. You happen upon the nighttime news. In a vox pop about the judge, a bystander brings up the fact that the police have still not arrested the homeless man seen near the crime scene. You raise an eyebrow at this bit of news. You didn't know that. As soon as the news is over, you turn the radio off, that the cab is silent again. Does it work now? No, it doesn't. Seriously, what is going on? I can't... I'm not moving. Yeah, I'm not moving anywhere. Even the gas is going down as if I'm driving, but... You know what? I'm gonna crash the game. I started anew. 1 second. Okay, here we go. Night 3. We just wake up. Okay, now we're moving. Oh, there's 2 people. People exiting a downtown theater. 2 passengers climb into your cab. They look a lot alike, no doubt mother and son. Their faces have the same sweet expression, their eyes too. They say hello to you. The mother gives you an address and you start the cab. You look into the rear-view mirror. Something seems to be bothering them. Break the ice. What did you see? She looks at her son, wondering if she should answer. An opera. A very beautiful opera. My son's favorite. He doesn't dare to look up. He's already a huge opera fan at his age. She gives you a faint smile as if to say conversation over. You say nothing and focus on the road. It's not very late, there are still a lot of cars out, traffic is slow. A few minutes later she starts speaking to her son, her voice quiet, apologetic. I've been thinking about what you said and I want you to know I love you. I didn't know what to say in there. I was surprised. I suspected it, but... We can talk about it later if you want. Do you want to talk to your father? A pause. He casts a glance into the rearview mirror, but you are concentrating on the road. No, not right away. Another pause. I'm worried. He'll take it badly. She jumps in almost immediately. I didn't take it badly, you know? I know, Mom. I know. She glances at you. Smile. As if you had given her the go-ahead, the mother nods. You know, I'm proud of you, really. He sighs. Mom, there's nothing to be proud of. Yes, there is. I mean, I'm proud of you. I'm sure you are going to turn out to be a beautiful person. He sighs again. Mom, what are you talking about? That makes no sense. Being... He practically spits out the word. Gay doesn't make you a nice person. It doesn't make you beautiful or intelligent or anything at all. But it does make you honest. No, not even that. It has nothing to do with honesty. It's like saying being blonde means you are honest. You know that's not what I meant. I'm sorry you don't want to understand me. I'm just trying to tell you I'm happy that you... She nods her head, then starts over. I only hope you don't regret talking to me about it. He rolls his eyes. He's getting impatient. Of course I don't. Why would I regret it? I'm just a little nervous, that's all. I think I didn't know what to expect. Is that why you don't want to talk to your father about it? I don't want to talk to Dad because he isn't going to understand. I wanted him to come to the opera tonight. He preferred to stay home. She lets out a short laugh. It's not really his cup of tea, you know. He's not at all amused. Well, I would have liked him to come anyhow. He never makes an effort, for me or for you for that matter. That's enough. I already told you you are too hard on your father. Teenager withdraws. He works hard. He doesn't have a lot of free time. He spends all his free time playing tennis. He needs to relax. His work is very stressful. He's short-tempered and preoccupied, but he doesn't mean any harm. A pause. He has no problem with homosexuals, you know. The teenager can't help saying, through clenched teeth, I would hope so. The mother is reluctant to talk. The glistening in her eyes is hard to make out. Sometimes you forget we aren't from the same generation. We grew up in another era. Your father grew up in a house. He finished the sentence for her. I know. Without a TV, without a radio, and without internet, right? It's a conversation they've had before. Both passengers sigh. The cab is nearing their address. I can talk to him if you want. No, absolutely not. I'll talk to him myself when I feel like talking to him. Fine, but I just want you to know I'm there for you if you need me. I know. She stares at him for a second or two without speaking. Come on, cut it out. It's embarrassing. I'm happy, that's all. I want to remember tonight. I saw you during the opera. You never even looked at the stage. Of course I didn't. You seemed so happy. I was relieved. I know it's going to make you mad, but I'm so proud of you. The adolescent sighs. Pull up to a modern building. The teenager gets out immediately. The mother pays for the ride and says softly, Sorry, it was a little complicated tonight. You have every reason to be proud. Thank you. The truth is, I didn't know how to react. I was worried I'd say something stupid, hurt his feelings. He's still a child. He stops short. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm telling you all this. Teenager knocks on the door. Are you coming or what? He glances over at you, then adds quietly, Thank you. The mother gets out of the cab in turn. Her son is waiting for her by the door to the building. I think you have the keys, right? Just a minute, hold on. They disappear into the lobby. You drive away. Oh man. All these stories. Rauki. You pull up to the sidewalk and wait for your passenger. Since it looks like a no-show, you get out of the cab after a minute or two to smoke a cigarette. There's not so much going on in the small town in the suburbs. There are a few apartments that still have lights on. A sweet scent hangs in the air. Eventually, you stub out your cigarette and get back into the car. You jump, startled. A cat has managed to slip into the cab. It's sitting on the back seat staring at you intently. You sit there for a moment considering whether or not to shoo it away. But just as you are about to wave your hand, the cat shifts positions and a slip of paper falls from its collar. Pick up the paper. You pick up the piece of paper and unfold it. A fragment of a map of Paris, the Saint Lazare train station. You turn your eyes slowly to the cat. He seems to be expecting an answer. Are you going somewhere? The cat tilts his head to the side as if to say yes. Oh my god, what is this cat? I want it. I want this cat. You want to go to Saint Lazare? Oh my god, look at it! It's nodding! What? The cat tilts its head again. Are you a dog? The cat slowly nods its head no. Your hands clutch the wheel tightly. What the hell is going on? You turn around to face the cat. Okay, fine, I'll take you. You let out a sigh. Okay, fine. But you start talking to yourself in low tones as if to balance the conversation. Normal. This is all perfectly normal. You start the cab, but cast a glance at the cat behind you. You're the one who ordered the cab? You start to laugh. A few minutes go by. You try to break the ice. The cat actually nodded yes. Oh my god. Simple questions are probably best. Everything okay? Neither yes or no. More of a plaintive meow. Are you meeting someone? No, that's not it. The cat is staring at you. The conversation seems to bore him. You seem to be well fed. Pretty strange, I must say. Did someone hurt you? Plaintive meow. You sigh. Your owner? Another meow, but longer and deeper, more heartfelt. You nod your head. What happened? Was it a man? No answer. A woman? Was she mean to you? The cat seems to be uncertain. She had other cats? The cat gives you a look full of disbelief. No, that's not it, eh? You're independent. You like to be alone, right? Your owner isn't around for you? The cat doesn't seem to understand. For instance, your owner is never home. You're bored. You want to spend more time playing. If cats could roll their eyes, he would have. The cat doesn't seem to feel like talking anymore. He turns his head away, looks at the street out the window. You're not far now. After the next light. You point to a light in the distance. That's St. Lazare. We'll be there soon. A few yards later, you stop at the drop-off area in front of the station. The first train doesn't leave for another hour. Where are you going? The cat stares at you without making a noise. Let me guess. St. Lazare? If you were going to the suburbs of Paris, you wouldn't have needed to come into town. So somewhere in the northwest of France. Normandy? Somewhere by the sea, huh? The cat is looking at you. Meow is a sharp sound. Probably a yes. A very hungry yes. Or the fish, I guess. You check the time on the dashboard. It's time to go, to get a real customer. You try to not think too much about the situation you're in, and you hope that no one sees you talking to a cat. Go on. I'll just start saying the names of cities and you meow when I hit the right one. You start to list cities in Normandy. The cat doesn't move a muscle. Cherbourg. The cat looks up. So it's Cherbourg. Getting close? Saint Malo? Still nothing. I've got it. Deauville. A meow of delight. You're smiling too. All of a sudden you're exhausted. Okay, come on. Time to say goodbye. You get out of the cab and open the back door. Bill has appeared on the seat next to the cat. It is enough for the fare and more. Well, you are full of surprises, aren't you? I won't ask where it came from. You smile and lean over to pet the cat. It leaps out of the car and darts between your legs. You just make out its shape dashing up a flight of stairs and slipping between the bars of a gate. You get back in the car. You look at yourself in the rearview mirror. Your features are heavy with fatigue. Your right eyelid is twitching. As you start the car, you remember you are allergic to cats, but you haven't sneezed once. You pull out of the station. Okay, we got time. Let's go buy some gas. You pull over and stop at a gas station. Not a soul in sight. The fluorescent lights irritate your eyes and the smell of pee is wafting up from the space in between the pumps. It's self-service here. You pay directly at the pump. The mini-mart over there, it must sell newspapers. The person behind the counter must see and hear things. Might be worth asking a couple questions. This place makes you nervous. All you want is to get back into your warm cab. Okay, gas. Okay, that's it. Let's enter the shop. You walk into the mini-mart. The clerk behind the counter is undoubtedly the most ordinary person you've ever seen. Yup. What is that? Is it a scratch card? Ooh. Losing ticket, no luck. Aww. Newspaper. Talk with the clerk. Say, a guy like you, someone who spends most nights here, you must know something about the killer, right? He raises his head and seems almost happy you brought it up. Not a word from the guy behind the counter. What? You, on the other hand, curse automatically as you put one foot out into the freezing cold. Did I miss something? Okay, let's leave. There's a Santa Claus. Let's go get the Santa Claus. No. Actually, let's go get the intel or whatever we can. From outside the Montparnasse gun store looks like any other shop. A plain, discreet front window, sliding doors. But inside they sell handguns, machine guns, knives, and even grenades. It's your first time here, but you already had its owner in your cab. The store opens really early so that patrons can come train at the shooting range. As you walk up to the counter, you hear the distant noise of gunshots under your feet. It's an unsettling experience. Can I help you? It's the owner speaking, an older woman with a hunched back. She's been selling weapons since the 70s. She's cheeky in a typical Parisian way, and her wrinkles carve craters across her face. Ah, it's you! It's been ages. Come closer. We make small talk and eventually decide to go for it. I have a question for you about a weapon. Slide the photo of the shell across the counter. She looks slowly up at you. Where's the photo from? She's been doing this for years and you doubt you can pull one over on her. A photographer friend. Yeah, right. Get the fuck out of here. You recoil at the bitterness in her voice. Listen, I'm just looking for more information about the shell. I don't talk to filthy liars like you. Get out. He points to the door. The police gave it to me. Yeah, and just how did you end up with the police photos? I'm a private investigator now. On top of driving a cab? She cocks her head toward the outside. Although with the disruptive economy we're living in, it's not surprising you have to work 2 jobs. Give that to me. She practically rips the photo out of your hands. You give her as many details as you can. She thinks for a while. The shop doors open and a woman, probably a cop from her appearance, comes in, greets the owner and disappears downstairs. When she opens the door, it creaks and the smell of gunpowder spreads through the shop. It's funny. This doesn't fit with what you told me. The shell is in perfect shape and you told me the bullets are also completely clean. But it's old ammo. You can tell. There are no scratches, but there are a few oxidization stains and Her voice grows darker all of a sudden, like something had escaped from her. In my opinion, it's from an old weapon, perfectly maintained, by someone who knew what they were doing. In light of what you told me, I'd say it belonged to a cop or a soldier. It could be a family weapon. It was a police service weapon in the 1970s. Either a cop held onto it or the guy you're looking for inherited it. That judge there, he's a pro. You raise your head to meet her gaze. Her old bones make that slight shift again, the one that could be construed as a smile. Or she, actually. You know, lots of women shoot, and I give classes if you have any lady friends who are interested. Back in your cab. You glance back at the shop. You don't know how this woman knew that. Anyway, you start your taxi. You have what you need to move forward with your investigation, and a coupon for a class on shooting automatic weapons. Okay, I think it's time to drive around a person for once. Okay, except the passenger who enters your cab is sad, dejected even. His livid complexion and vacant eye tell you he's at the end of his rope. He falters, words stuck in his throat. I just want to go for a drive. How about to the Bois de Vincennes? You nod and start the cab. You drive without saying a word. Every once in a while, you glance back at your passenger. His color seemed to be gradually returning. My name is Julian Paz. I am a computer scientist, and you'll be hearing about me in the next couple of days. He falls silent and places a hand over his stomach. He seems to be in pain. Do you want to see a doctor? His phone starts vibrating. He looks down at it, but doesn't move. My parents. Something's up. He sighs. His eyes are fixed on you. I have just released over 30 years of police records. The words burst from him in an angry rush. 30 years of secret files of wheeling and dealing, of violence and corruption. 30 years of money, mine and yours, used to cover it all up. Well, not anymore. It's all over now. Nothing will ever be the same. He's wearing a nasty smile, strained and humorless. Why did you do it? Why? Because I had to. His voice breaks. Basically, I'm an archivist. 2 years ago, my team and I started digitizing police archives, and there was a bunch of pretty sensitive stuff in there. He closes his eyes. My boss wanted to inform our superiors to let them know that some of the documents were highly sensitive, but I convinced him not to say anything, not to do anything. Last month, he retired. I took over for him. The words seem to be stirring him up. He sits a little straighter, almost imperceptibly. And so I started contacting NGOs, independent organizations, journalists. I gave them access to tons of data. He looks you straight in the eye. This is the land of human rights, isn't it? My grandparents fled fascism under Franco, and if they chose to come here to France, it was for that reason. I pause. I owe it to them. There were files, entire files on fascist pigs in uniforms, on how they helped the militias, how they armed certain splinter groups, in order to control the anarchists, the students, and the ultra-globalists.